A payment in the amount of $2,910.91 is due on. How can I help today?
I called back on April 4th and then April 18th. What's going on is...
I'm gonna need to get you transferred, okay?
Okay. The consolidation went through about 3 months later, but the IDR plan was still processing. To this day, it's still processing. It hasn't gone through.
I'm gonna brief 1 to 2 minute hold. Let me look into this further.
Okay.
For you, okay?
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Liz, I'm gonna get you transferred to a supervisor.
I'm still not seeing any account updates for the administrative forbearance. I never even got an email confirming like it was put in place or anything.
However, I would have to have the borrower on the line for that.
Okay.
That's the only thing. I'm not able to submit that with you on the phone.
Which is so frustrating. No, you've been really helpful. I appreciate it. 3 hours later. Oh my God.
Hey, so this is probably the most vulnerable post I will have ever made in the history of time. And for those of you who this little blue halo is already triggering you, I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna hopefully make you feel better, and I'm honestly having a weekly crash out. I need help from you as well. This is how much money I owe in student debt for my physician assistant degree. And before you go ahead and take out the phrase that is so commonly used, oh, but you knew how much you were taking out in the beginning. No, a lot of this has to do with interest alone accruing, while I am in a hell of a limbo of what we like to call administrative forbearance, trying to get into the SAVE plan. So I worked with a student loan counselor after I graduated, and I was told to consolidate all of my Direct Plus grad student loans to be one loan so that I could apply to the SAVE repayment plan. Right as soon as I started and submitted my application was when all of the chaos happened in the courts, where they just can't get their head out of their ass and figure out what they're doing. And so I never actually got into the SAVE plan. And so I have been accruing interest at a 7% rate. I've not had to pay my monthly payment. My monthly payment has been $0 because of a previous tax return when I was making $0 income as a student. But still, this amount is a literal noose around my neck. And I don't think I will ever pay this off. I fear that I will not be able to ever own a home as someone still earning 6 figures salary, let alone children. I would love and aspire to have a child someday, but this really, I don't want to say like makes me suicidal, but like it truly makes it really hard to get out of bed every morning. And I know I'm not alone. I know I don't even have it that bad, but I'm truly asking as a cry for help, like how you compartmentalize the stress of something like this, knowing that you'll never, ever get out of debt, because it would take an act of God to take this amount away. And people repay the principal loan multiple times over in situations like me, but they never get rid of their debt because of the system at hand. And that is what is so fucked about student loans for people in advanced degrees like doctor, nurse, anesthetist, nurse practitioner, physician assistant. What else can I think of? Any degree program that takes multiple loans and at least 6 figures to take out to go to these programs. And I did this to get a better life for myself, get a salary that actually amounted to something for my future family. And yet this is what happened. And a lot of it wasn't even the fault of my own, because I had no way of predicting that this would happen. I had no way of knowing that SAVE would not be around in the future. PSLF is my only option. I do work at a 501c3, but even then, the payment is like pushing almost $1,000 a month. and that will soon become even unaffordable for me. So yeah, I'm literally at a loss.
I am over $100,000 in debt because of student loans. Do I think it was worth it? Do I regret my decision? Let's get into it. So I decided to become a nurse when I was 24. I went to a community college to complete all of my prerequisite classes. I paid next to nothing to complete those. Once I was done and graduated with an associate's in science with a 3.8 GPA, I started applying to nursing programs. Applied to nursing programs throughout San Diego County, through Riverside County. 2 years went by and I had still not gotten into a nursing program. Bite the bullet and take out student loans and go to a private accelerated nursing program. I went to West Coast University. This school is notorious for being really expensive. Accelerated. So you graduate with your bachelor's degree in nursing in little over 2 years. The education itself, I really don't know if it was good or bad in the grand scheme of nursing programs throughout Southern California. What I will say is that I am in debt over $100,000 because of student loans. I don't know how long it's going to take me to pay that off. In fact, it's just a distant future goal of mine. I'm not even worrying about it right now. Paying them on time, it is what it is. Do I regret it? If I knew that getting into a regular public nursing program going to be that difficult, I would have just gone to West Coast right off the bat and saved myself those 2 years wasted. Why is it so hard to get into a nursing program is what I really want to know. There are so many RNs that are leaving bedside. Why would you want to make it so difficult for people to just get into nursing school? If you're thinking about going to West Coast and if you've been trying to get into a nursing program and you're having no luck, I would just say go for it. Go to a private program that you know you have a guaranteed foot in the door. If there's one thing I regret is that I didn't start sooner.
And there's literally no legal way for you to get out of paying your student loans. You cannot. You are in a prison. It's the same as debtor's prison. And I'm watching these people send their kids to debtor's prison for jobs that they don't need to buy degrees for. And it's wild, but they've convinced them that they have to do that to get any good jobs. But the reality is very few jobs are going to be good enough to get them out of this.
What I wish I knew before borrowing a student loan. Number one, no degree is worth that amount of money. I went to the University of Connecticut. I had a good experience. I liked it. I loved my major. It was great. But the amount of money that I paid as an out-of-state student was absolutely obscene, and putting that into a loan at age 18 was wild. I don't regret it, but I wish I knew that it was absolutely not going to be worth it. Number two, your interest rate really freaking matters. I had no concept of what an interest rate was when I was 18 years old and borrowing tens of thousands of dollars to go to college. I wish I had actually sat down and done the projections to see how much my education was going to cost me, including the cost of interest on that loan. And number three, if you can make payments while in school, do it. My mom very graciously made payments on my loans that were $25 a month while I was in school because that kind of covered the interest that was accruing. But even then, there's still a lot of interest that is accrued that I haven't been able to keep up with until now. So if you can't afford to make payments while in school, especially if it's on auto debit, so you can get that auto debit discount, definitely do it. It can lower your interest rate and it can actually help you stay ahead on the interest that accrues.
Student loans are so fun, guys, because I got this one. The original amount was $11,000. And now I owe almost $15,000. We've been paying on it for years. I'm not even kidding. And now I owe $15,000. That's super cool. I'm so excited to pay this off for the rest of my life. I don't even have $150 a month to pay. I have no money. It's so fun. I love life.
Put a finger down if you finally start to feel okay about life. You decide you want to buy a fucking house. The savings is looking good. The credit is looking good. And so then you apply to get a home. You get pre-approved for a nice little pretty penny. You start working a realtor. You start putting in fucking offers. And then boom, your credit score drop 173 points during the same month that your lease for your vehicle is also fucking expiring. And so then that means that I can't move forward with buying a house at the moment. I can't move forward with getting my fucking car taken care of. And all this happened because you went into a 90-day delinquency period with fucking horrible communication, no 30, no 60-day notice, just an email letting you know that you're a 90-day delinquent and then your whole fucking life is ruined and you just want to jump off a fucking bridge. But you got it figured out and you want a story time to show how I got the shit removed off my credit report.
All right, I graduated college 4 years ago. Okay, since that day I graduated, I've been paying off my student loans, right? One of them in particular was like 11 grand. Obviously, I had to do it for classes, and I go 4 years later onto my account to kind of see, like, what do I owe? I pay monthly on this thing. 11 grand. Okay, let's do the math. I look, my payoff quote is over $13,000. So no matter what I've been paying, I somehow now owe 2 grand more. Because the interest rates are so fucking high. Do you understand how impossible it is for somebody getting out of college to start a life with that much debt? Like, who the fuck? Who? Is that a good idea? No. And I'm not gonna lie, I was 18 years old getting into college. It's just, our system is so fucked. And if you're in college, look at your interest rates and just start fucking scraping change, baby.
Let's talk about student loans, because that's a really hot topic right now. And I'm about to graduate dental school, so clearly I am going to have a lot of student loans. So I've been doing the exit interviews, which are kind of required for your federal loans, any other loans you do. And they basically just say, hey, you finished, congrats, BT dubs, you owe this amount starting in X amount of months for your payments, whatever. But they also kind of tell you stuff like if you go into default for missing a loan, if you need to defer the loans for whatever reason, other stuff like that. And part of the things it talks about is what happens if you don't pay it. And really interestingly, because everybody is like, oh, you chose to take those loans out, like you need to pay them back, no loan forgiveness, whatever, blah, 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 whichever the side of the fence you sit on. And when you file bankruptcy, I mean, you chose whatever loans, whatever stuff you did before that bankruptcy, but I don't know all the details about what's forgiven in bankruptcy or what happens with that. But one of the things that it states clearly is that student loans do not go away or anything if you file bankruptcy. And it's like, although everything else may be wiped away, student loans are not wiped away. So I just don't understand that. If somebody knows why, explain to me.
Do you have student loan debt?
Yes. I'd say maybe 15,000.
Do you have student loan debt?
Yeah.
Can I ask you how much student loan debt you have?
5-ish K that I would have to pay off soon. It's not that bad yet because it's only first semester.
How much would you say you'll have towards the end of school?
Probably 50K.
Do you have student loan debt?
Yes.
How much student loan debt do you have?
Honestly, I would say I'm pretty privileged in comparison to a lot of other people. I have under 10,000, but I have friends that have 40,000, so yeah. I can't complain.
Do you have student loan debt?
Oh God, I don't even know. I'm probably gonna take out so much money.
How much do you think you would have to take out?
For another 3 years, I guess I'm gonna take out 60.
I'm in my second year of medical school, and this is my current student debt, $191,000, and it literally goes up by hundreds every single day. And I currently have $8 in my bank account. It's about $100,000 a year. And I think just right now in my mind, it's not real money, because if I think of it that way, then I'm just gonna freak out every single day. So I honestly try not to think about it as much as I can and just trust that I'll be able to pay it off one day. I also know there are a lot of programs that you can enroll in now to try to help alleviate that debt, but I just think it's outrageous how we're paying them to do service jobs that so little people want to do. And this is the reason why they don't want to do them. Because you get into your career and then you have $500,000 of debt. Mind you, I'm going to accrue more than $200,000 by the end of this. It's I'm paying to give up so many years of my life to work for free, to help other people who need it, to go to underserved areas. I'm paying you to do that. If anything, there should just be no payment at all. But I'm just trying not to stress about it, because if I think about it, then I'm just gonna freak out. So, yeah.
I've decided that I'm never going to pay back my student loans, and this is how I'm going to finesse them. I'm currently getting a doctoral degree, and I'll be milking those student loan refund checks throughout the process, while, of course, doing the work authentically. However, upon graduation in about 2.5 years, I'm going to continue to go to college for the rest of my life. This isn't a new secret. However, I'm going to pay out of pocket 2 classes a semester, 6 credits in a degree-seeking program, at least 2 semesters a year. That'll be about $2,000 max, including books. And then I'll get a lifetime learner's credit of $1,000 on my tax return. So my net payment is only $1,000. And I will continue to get associate's degrees. And just, keep learning.
In case you're having a bad day, my student loan payment has increased to $1,137, but I'm going to explain why this is actually a good thing. Do I love that my student loan payment is more than some people's mortgage? No. The reason why this is a good thing is because most of my student loan debt is under my mother's name for a Parent Plus loan, but my mom works as a nurse for a qualified employer of the Public Servant Loan Forgiveness Program. In order for the loan to continue to qualify for Public Servant Loan Forgiveness, they required us last summer to consolidate the loan and to go under a new income-driven repayment plan. We submitted for this last July, and it just now, almost 1 year later, has gone through. I knew with this happening, it was going to increase my student loan payment. So my student loan payment used to be $915, which is still insane. And now it's going to be $1,137, which is more insane. I'm sure people ask all the time, it's literally for a pastry arts degree. I'm literally paying $1,100 a month for a culinary school degree. But tell me culinary school is not a scam. Okay. Our payment count is currently at 100 payments, and you need 120 payments to qualify for the Public Servant Loan Forgiveness. So we are less than 2 years away of making payments to get the student loan forgiveness. I will gladly pay $1,100 a month for the next 1.5 to 2 years if it means that it's going to get us to cross the finish line for the student loans to get forgiven. I'm just trying to find a positive in a mess that's very negative. If you have any questions about the Public Servant Loan Forgiveness Program, put it in the comment section, and maybe other people who've gone through PSLF can help, or I could try to answer any questions to the best of my ability that you have.
The big beautiful bill passed the House and is now off to the Senate. Here's what it would mean for your student loans. Number 1, it would eliminate subsidized loans entirely for new borrowers after July 1st, 2026. Subsidized loans are offered to undergrads with demonstrated financial need, where interest will not accrue if the student is enrolled in at least half time during a grace period or during deferment periods. If this passes, interest will accrue from day 1 during your entire time at college. Number 2, it increases the Pell Grant requirements from 12 to 15 credits per semester. Pell Grants are offered to low-income students who often also have to work while enrolled full-time in school. So increasing their course load in order to receive a Pell Grant is going to put them in a really tough position. It's almost like they don't want low-income Americans to be educated. Number 3, it creates caps for federal borrowing. $50K for undergrad, $100K for grad, and then $150K for professional programs. Caps on federal borrowing doesn't reduce the amount of loans that are needed. It just pushes people into more private loans that have much higher interest rates and no protections. Number 4, every payment plan, including SAVE, will be eliminated except for 2, the standard repayment plan and the repayment assistance plan. And loan forgiveness under the repayment assistance plan is increased from 20 to 25 years to 30 years. And number 5, it gets rid of the current rules that allow borrowers to temporarily pause payments due to unemployment or economic hardship. These changes disproportionately impact low-income Americans and increase the financial risk of going to college. Call your senators and urge them to oppose the big, beautiful bill. And for those in the House that passed this, keep an eye out if they're up for re-election, because these people need to be held accountable.
I can't believe it's happening. And the most beautiful part about it is my career-themed hair claws are supported by other working women. Come with me to pay off $34,182 worth of my student loan debt from art school thanks to you. I started off with $130,000. I knocked it down all the way to $58,000 over the course of the past 4 or 5 years. My name's Colette. I'm oversharing about my student loans because I'm a full-time artist and I actually do have a career. It did work out for me. Art school is paying itself off, and I'm taking you on the journey because I am so close. I graduated in 2021. I have been busting my booty to pay it off. You might know me for my career-themed hair claw collection, my career claws. Long story short, I'm running a promo right now where if you buy 2, you get 1 free. It's working really well. I have $45,515 left, and today we are paying off $34,182. So let's do it. Here's the payoff amount. Bye-bye. Payment amount, $34,182. It's a lot of money to part with, but look, gotta do it. happening? Never cried on my platform after years of filming videos. But this is such a happy moment for me. This level of debt has financially traumatized me so badly. $11,000. That's nothing. That's I have 10% left? What the fuck is my life? Thank you for supporting my designs and allowing me to live a normal life. It's entirely my fault, That's why it hurts so bad, is that I've struggled so hard to build something big enough to squash this, and I thought I'd be doing this for 30 years. Paying this off before I'm 26. When I used to worry about how am I gonna pay for healthcare on my 26th birthday. It's such a big deal. I'm sorry if I'm an ugly crier, okay? I have Botox in my forehead. Gotta treat yourself sometimes. And the most beautiful part about it is my career-themed hair claws are supported by other working women. Other working women got me here. Thank you, my baby.
What's your biggest regret from all of college?
My biggest regret is probably majoring in kinesiology and then figuring out my last semester that I don't want to do anything in healthcare because I do not like it.
Are you graduating with a kinesiology major?
Correct.
You already know you don't want to do your degree?
Yeah, and I finished out this last semester. I just had 3 hours left of my degree. I just had to finish it out.
You're just going to accept it?
Yep, but I figured out this last semester that I don't like healthcare. But what am I going to do? Ditch my kinesiology degree 3 hours before I finish? No.
Not taking my freshman year more serious.
What were you doing freshman year?
Partying every day.
Every day?
Almost every day.
Like Tuesdays?
Sometimes. A lot of Wednesdays.
Not knowing exactly what I wanted. Now I want a nursing degree, so right after this, I'm going to have to get an accelerated nursing Bachelor of Science, which is going to take me another year. So I'm not actually done.
You have more school?
Yes.
So everyone else graduating college in a month and realize that they're never going to use their degree in the future. It's kind of sad. For me, Wisconsin, pretty sure it adds up to $250,000. And I want to be a DJ. I know this isn't what everyone wants to do, but in hindsight, I wish I would have just been a music major or just done something with music. Learn music instead of just studying economics and not using it for a second.
Let this be the realest of real videos that comes on your For You page today. Look at what I'm holding. I'm holding my degree. I graduated in May 2022 from Monmouth University with my major in psychology and my minor in chemistry. And guess what? I am not using my degree like 99% of everybody else. And do you really want to know a secret? I actually never opened this, so I don't even know what my degree looks like underneath. But to humble myself, I am going to take a look. Oh, alright, cool. Just another piece of paper. I remember 18 years old when I did apply to Monmouth University, and I've always wanted to be a psychiatrist, but I just never went through with it. During COVID, I had a little bit of a moment where I was you know what, I need to get back to the social media game, but I was also so shy and very insecure of myself, so I just never did. Until I post-gap year college graduation. I am sharing this part of myself because I feel it is so important to know that if you feel you're in a stuck position right now, whether you're graduating college this year or whether you don't know if you want to go to college this year, take this as your sign that you have to make a choice that is best for you, even if it is the hard choice. My whole life I thought I was going to be a doctor, and now here I am creating content full-time. But the steps to get here was not easy, and you know what, still to this day, I'm so stressed out. And one of the cons of being a full-time content creator is you never actually know if it's gonna work out. It's very unpredictable. But you wanna know what else is unpredictable? Working a 9 to 5. You could get laid off at any moment. What I'm basically trying to say is nothing in your life is actually predictable. I went to college, got a degree, and ended up not using it, and did I predict that? No. Instead, I learned to level up my mindset, figure out what I am passionate about, and that is what I will share on my platforms today. I don't call it a dream life, I call it an action life. Because you have to use action to make those dreams a reality. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. No matter what, I'm still always going to be proud and happy that I have this degree because it is still what is a part of me and what made me make choices to get to where I am today.
your major doesn't matter. Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna have people flanking me in the comments. Oh my gosh, that's so stupid. Of course your major matters. Look, if you're not gonna be an engineer, a doctor, nurse, or like a lawyer, it doesn't matter. Okay, let me tell you why. I graduated college early. I graduated in 3.5 years at like a really well-known school, very competitive school, very proud of myself, with a political science major. You wanna know what I wanted to do with that? Nothing. Do you want to know what I regret? My major. Not because it's not useful, because I think I actually have a lot of skills from it that are very useful in everyday life, but because it wasn't enjoyable for me. Also, I'm walking on my treadmill very slowly. It wasn't enjoyable for me, okay? But let me tell you, I am an exceptional writer. For my entire college degree, have been writing research papers, synopses, capstones, everything. I'm an incredible writer. I know how to analyze data. Do you want to know what I do for a living? I work in social media. Do you want to know what you do in social media? You have to be creative. You have to analyze data, and you have to be able to write well. You have to be able to research things. So whenever I've applied to jobs and they're like, ooh, actually, you don't have a marketing degree. Do you want to know what? I have 4 years of experience under my belt in social media marketing with incredibly good results in social media. Your degree doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Do you want to also know what I'm doing with my time, with my degree and my incredible writing skills? I'm writing a fantasy series, a romantasy series, actually. And that's what I'm doing with my time, social media and writing novels. But I have a political science degree, okay? This is what I'm saying, y'all. Like, unless you want to be a doctor and want to cut people open, I recommend using some YouTube videos to learn skills that you want to learn, okay?